Normally, I would never have a conversation with Trina or any of my sisters about helping out financially with my mom. But because I'm so stressed in that category, I needed to let her know what I felt.
Mommy and Daddy's divorced, and a divorced mom pretty much got nothing. I'm not gonna leave my mom by herself.
Neither am I.
So I'm gonna make sure my mother's taken care of. None of my siblings have helped me take care of my mother to make sure she was okay, except for Tamar. No one said,
This is before Vincent.
Before Vince, Mommy's car insurance is due. Let's help Toni with Mommy car insurance.
Or
Tamar.
Mommy needs a car.
Honey, one thing that's been crystal clear for a long time is that Toni Braxton was out here carrying the whole Braxton clan on her back like a champ, and it drained her dry. Some folks are even whispering that all that stress might have played a role in her autoimmune disease. And honestly, it makes sense when you think about everything she had on her plate.
Toni was upset with me. I was told the devil was breaking up our family, the devil was raging. So it was a bad thing. My sister Tracy is the one who said to me, Toni, you know, when you make it, you can help us, come on. So I always tried to abide that. But the responsibility of it is so heavy for me. I feel I can never live my life. And I never used to say it. I never used to say anything to anybody. But since we've been doing this show, I've been saying.
Word on the street is Tamar's been opening up about just how heavy it all weighed on Toni. And she's not holding back. She's saying she feels bad for her big sis, especially since Toni had to file for bankruptcy not once, but twice. That's not just bad luck. That's a straight up financial nightmare.
I understand my second bankruptcy was because I was sick. I have lupus, and my show in Vegas got canceled.
And the insurance wouldn't cover
The
it.
insurance didn't cover it, so I had to pay myself.
Right.
And so
That's a lot. That was a lot of
It
money.
was a lot of money to put up a show. People don't understand this. If you see a concert, you see the lights, you see the band on stage, the artist pays for all that. The hotel rooms, the salary, so then you have nothing left.
But here's where things really get spicy. People are out here saying that Toni's situation got so messy that she went ahead and married Birdman, only to file for divorce 2 days later just to secure a bag. Yep, that's the word going around, and baby, we're diving deep into all that messy tea. Now, what a lot of folks don't realize is that Toni, a literal living legend, was struggling to make ends meet, even while the world thought she was on top. Like, imagine making over $170 million in record sales for your label and still barely having enough to keep your head above water. Toni Braxton was being worked like a machine by Arista LaFace, but she was pocketing crumbs. And mind you, we're talking about a woman who's got multiple Grammy Awards and sold over 70 million records. That's not regular talent. That's superstar status. She first hit the scene with her sisters as the Braxtons in the late 80s, and then boom! She went solo and dropped her debut album in 1993. That thing was a monster hit, shot straight to #1 on the Billboard 200 and moved 10 million copies. Hits like Breathe Again and Another Sad Love Song were everywhere, and with legends like Babyface and L.A. Reid producing, she had that magic touch. Then came her follow-up, Secrets, and that's when she dropped the mega smash Unbreak My Heart. That song alone did numbers, 10 million copies worldwide, one of the biggest singles ever. But while she was out here breaking records and hearts behind the scenes, Toni was being played by her label like a puppet, straight up exploited. And if someone like Toni Braxton, Toni freaking Braxton, was getting treated like that, just imagine how many smaller artists are getting chewed up and spit out by these shady record execs. Toni eventually had enough and took them to court. And by January 1998, she filed for bankruptcy. Again, later on, Toni came clean about why she really filed for bankruptcy the first time, and it's honestly shocking. Despite her fame, she said her recording contract was so bad, she ended up with less than $2,000 in royalties. Meanwhile, she had to pay back her label for clothes, travel, studio time, and even music video expenses. Like, how are you the star and still left broke? That deal was straight up wild. It got even messier when Toni was accused of transferring $53,000 to her ex-husband, Carrie Lewis, in what looked like a sketchy move to dodge paying her creditors. Yep, folks were saying it was shady and the heat was on. Then came 2010, and boom, another bankruptcy. But this time, it wasn't just bad business deals, it was her health. Toni got diagnosed with microvascular angina and later with lupus, and that forced her to cancel a super lucrative Las Vegas residency. That show was supposed to be the big moneymaker, but instead it all came crashing down. And just when you thought things couldn't get worse, fast forward to 2019, and the IRS came knocking. On December 4th, they filed a lien saying she owed $340,252.99 in back taxes from 2017. Then, just a few days later, the state of California Franchise Tax Board added another lien, this time for $116,154.64. Altogether, that's nearly $500,000 in tax debt. Toni couldn't catch a break. But get this, while going through all of that mess, she was still financially supporting the whole Braxton family. Can you believe that? And instead of showing some gratitude, Trina and Tawanda turned around and demanded to be paid for working for her. Meanwhile, Tamar was actually helping with bills and didn't ask for anything in return. Toni wasn't even trying to make her sisters work for free. She just expected that if she was paying them, they'd at least help out around the house and maybe take care of their mom. But nope, according to her, they didn't lift a finger.
Kind of think his mind a little bit,
Wow.
a little bit.
And then on top of that, when we do
Nothing.
shows, you still charge her. I don't charge her. When the last time have I charged you for a show?
Tamar
It's
hasn't
been
charged you
years.
for show for years. My sister Tamar never charges me to do background singing for me. My sister Trina does. My sister Tawanda, she's an executive assistant. That makes sense for her to get a salary. I just wish every situation was not about Toni's savings and loans.
I have never charged Toni. And what I'm saying is it pissed me off. When I saw that you and Tawanda get paid, I was pissed off.
All those responsibilities were draining the life out of her, and the only one who stepped up was Tamar. Yeah, there's always talk about the drama between Tamar and the rest of the fam, but truth is, Tamar actually tried to help Toni hold it all together behind the scenes. Now let's talk about Birdman. These two were first linked romantically around 2016, but their connection went way back. In a 2018 interview with People, Toni spilled the tea on their bond. She said, "He's been my bestie for like 15 or 16 years. He has come to my baby showers, my plays, my shows. I never thought we would be dating or getting married." She opened up and said it felt comforting to be with someone who told her it was okay to be sick, that she didn't have to be Wonder Woman all the time. Toni said, "Every day I had a show, he came. Every night he would ask me, 'Are you okay? Are you good?' I said, 'Oh my God, he's such a great guy.' When Birdman finally made his move, he told me he always liked me. And I was like, 'You never told me?' And Birdman's response, he hit her with, 'Well, you were married,' and straight up admitted, 'I was always digging on you.'" In that same interview, Toni opened up about something real, how hard it was battling a serious illness like lupus, which brings the constant risk of blood clots and pulmonary embolisms. That stuff can mess you up mentally, physically, and emotionally. But with Birdman, she never had to fake anything. He just got it. She said, "I can get on television when I'm having a terrible day and tell them it's a good day, and he'll say, 'No, it's not. I can tell.'" Toni confessed she always struggled with dating because she felt ashamed about having lupus, like no man would want the responsibility of loving someone with a chronic illness. She said, "I was insecure. With him, I can just throw on a little hat or scully, some lipstick and mascara, and let my hair down a bit. That feels amazing." Eventually, Birdman popped the question. Toni posted pics of the moment, saying it happened just minutes before they got engaged. One shot showed them hugged up, flashing smiles, and in the other, Toni's new ring took center stage, and that rock was blinging. Around that time, Birdman even went on Wendy Williams and gushed like a teen in love, calling Toni his love, his soldier, his life, his everything. He literally said, "I love her to death." Are you guys a couple?
Guys, a couple.
Well, T, that's my girl, my friend, my family.
Do you have sex?
That's my love, my soldier, my life. She my everything, and I trust
Because you
her.
bought her a Bentley truck.
Yes.
So the implication is that's your girlfriend.
She my life. I love her to death.
Toni later spoke out about their engagement and said they actually had wedding dates in mind, 2 of them. But since they were filming Braxton Family Values and going through a bunch of family drama, she thought, hey, maybe a wedding would bring everyone together. Spoiler alert, it didn't. She couldn't even get all her sisters in one place.
Date.
There's no date. We almost had a date. Well, we had 2 dates, but we were doing Braxton Family Values and we were going through a little drama. And I was like, okay, the wedding is a good thing to get all of my sisters together.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get us all together. And I said, the wedding's not a good reason because it's messing up my relationship a little bit. He's like, come on, Michelle, set a date. I know.
That's what he calls you?
He calls me Michelle. Doesn't call me Toni at all. That's my middle name, Toni Michelle. Yeah.
Set a date.
He said before the year's out, so I have, what, a couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
So he's 45, you're 51.
He's 49.
49.
Even with the chaos, Toni was excited about tying the knot. She joked, "This is my second wedding and I'm over 40. It's like Carrie Bradshaw, the last bride over 40. She wanted something elegant with a splash of sexy, not that big old bell dress from her first wedding. This time, she was going for a vintage Great Gatsby vibe from the 20s and 30s. Now when it came to food, Birdman was keeping it hood classy. He wanted macaroni and cheese at the wedding. Toni laughed and said, "Can we at least turn them into mac and cheese balls to keep it cute?" She was even willing to let him choose the location. He was all about California, while she had floated Atlanta. But Birdman shut that down quick, saying he didn't want any memories or leftovers from her first wedding haunting the new one. But here's where things took a weird turn. The wedding never happened. Toni kept saying they were pushing the date back because of work, but folks weren't buying it. They thought she was just making excuses. After all, if she really wanted to marry Birdman, she would have found a way, right? Then came the jaw dropper. Toni announced she lost her $1 million engagement ring after she left it in her checked luggage and claimed it was stolen by a baggage thief. The whole thing just sounded way too sketchy, and right after that, it was over. In 2019, Birdman posted a cryptic, "It's over," on Instagram and deleted every single photo of Toni from his page. Just like that, done. Toni popped up on the gram in a fire red gown looking like she was not playing around, and the caption, "Starting a new chapter isn't always an easy choice, but always choose to be chosen. Cheers to a new year." Whew! That sounded like a whole reset button on life. But just when people were thinking she was stepping into a fresh, independent era, boom! News drops that she and Birdman actually got married. And baby, hold up, it gets even crazier. According to court docs, they tied the knot in secret using just their initials, TB and BW. They probably thought they could slide it past the public, but nope, it didn't take long before people put two and two together. The documents showed they secretly got married on August 8th and then separated by August 10th. 2 days. That's it. Just 2 weeks after their hush-hush ceremony, Toni filed for divorce and called the marriage irretrievably broken in the paperwork. Sounds like something exploded fast. But then in a plot twist nobody saw coming, in January 2025, Toni dismissed the divorce filing. And guess what? Birdman signed off on it too. So technically, these two might still be married right now. Of course, the internet went nuts. People were confused, suspicious, and totally shook. Then the rumors started flying. And some folks started saying, maybe, just maybe, Toni only married Birdman for the cash. Now look, nobody's trying to say that's the truth. But with Toni's money problems being out in the open for so long, you can kind of see why people are connecting those dots. Word is, Toni's finances never fully bounced back. She's had lawsuits, liens, and all kinds of issues. And through it all, Tamar's still out here holding it down, helping out just like she always did. Meanwhile, the rest of the fam, real quiet. And yeah, it's definitely sus that the marriage crashed after just 2 days. But do you really think Toni would marry for money? Or was there something deeper behind it all? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear everything. And while you're at it, let me know what you think about Toni carrying her whole family like a one-woman army all those years. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next one.